here on VSPEED. This is the American Sim Racing Championship, round number 2 from Iowa. This is the VSPEED Challenge Series Super Late Models, and we are about to get underway here as everybody is wrapping up practice. No qualifying here tonight in race number 2, as the field is going to start inverted from where they finished in race number 1. Kris Stump was your winner last week and dominated that race, but is not here tonight. So Steven Parks is going to be your pole sitter as we take a look here. Cars starting to line up on pit road. Let's take a look at our grid to see where your favorite driver is starting here tonight. So Steven Parks is going to start on the pole here, and it's not going to show their positions as the field was set by the admins here instead of qualifying tonight. Steven Parks is going to roll off on the pole position here tonight. Jamie Christensen going to start second on the race tonight. Paul Zota going to roll off third with AJ Hamilton, who's outside, in fourth. Josh Bonwell going to start in fifth here tonight with Justin McDuff in sixth. Stephen Burnett going to start in seventh with Michael Crafton rolling off in eighth. Lupe Gonzalez going to start ninth, and Travis Wall going to round out the top 10 on the starting grid. Austin Thiel, a new name to the league here this week, rolling off in 11th, and Andy Lambert starting in 12th. Al Smith Jr. of Upstate Racing League going to be rolling off in 13th here with Justin Hubert, who's outside in 14th. Ryan Gemmel, a VSPEED team member, going to be rolling off in 15th here tonight with Michael Holtzclaw. Rounding out the field here, 16 drivers tonight. 75 laps here at Iowa tonight. Going to be a bit of a different race from last week in the short track. We appreciate you tuning in here on VSPEED. Check out tonight's event. Pace car going to take them around for one more lap. Let's take a look at the weather on track here tonight. 68-degree air temperature, 68-degree track temperature, so going to be plenty of grip. And the times were all very close in practice. I think only 4/10 or so separating the entire field. So it could be a very competitive race here tonight. We look forward to the action that is going to ensue. 75 laps is the event length, so maybe going to see a pit strategy as we are only running 50% fuel. It is a fixed setup league, and not the only series that American Sim Racing Championship is bringing to you, but this is their Wednesday night series. This is race number 2 on the season, so really just kicking off the year. And we saw good, clean racing last week in a smaller field at a smaller track, but we scaled up just a bit, both in field size and track size, so I think it should make for the same type of racing action as the pace car pulls on the pit road. Steven Parks is going to get him going at the front of the pack. So green flag is out. Steven Parks going to lead the way going down into turn 1. Jamie Christensen in second. Paul Zota side by side with AJ Hamill as Hamill goes way up the track, trying to get that big run coming out of turn 2, and it looks like he'll stay on the outside of Zota. One of the great things about Iowa is you can run basically any combination of lines if you know what you're doing. So we see Travis Wall really making his way forward already on the outside of Michael Crafton there or actually that's the outside of Justin McDuff, who ran very strongly last week at New Smyrna. And Josh Bonwell right in front of these two as they're battling side by side. Meanwhile, Paul Zota dropping back a couple spots here. Currently in 5th, giving up that 4th place position to Stephen Burnett on the outside. Steven Parks under attack at the front. Jamie Christensen takes a peek down to the inside. Looks like he's going to be able to clear the 42, almost coming out of turn 2. Not able to do so, and they're side by side going down into 3 and 4. Hamill looking on the battle in front of him, waiting for something to happen. Let's take a look a little farther back. We've got Michael Crafton battling with Ryan Gemmel and Lupe Gonzalez. It looks like a little bit of contact maybe with the 09 at some point. He's got damage on the left front. And Ryan Gemmel trying to make the pass right now. But Christensen still battling side by side with Steven Parks, and this is a 4-car breakaway at the very front of the pack. get pretty interesting here as this run continues to progress. 5 laps in already here at the American Sim Racing Championship race. A little farther back, Josh Bonwell holding off Travis Wall, who's been very fast anytime I've raced against him. And short track ace of sorts, and drives one of these cars, or a car very similar to this, in real life. I can't remember what track it is, maybe Hickory, but I believe he drives that 44 car in real life. Very similar paint scheme. Paul Zota still losing some spots here as Justin McDuff going by on the inside, and Austin Thiel looking to make a pass here as the 20 opens up that bottom lane to allow the 5 to come on through. Meanwhile, AJ Hamill is taking the lead. We missed that pass, but Jamie Christensen, Stephen Burnett, and Stephen Parks all drifting a bit backwards. Hamill stretching the lead out as now Josh Bonwell making a pass on Stephen Parks. Here comes Travis Wall right behind him. Parks losing a bit of ground after starting out front and leading a few laps here. Hamill running a middle line here and trying to carry that momentum through the turns. 9 car of Jamie Christensen doing his best to close in. Justin McDuff taking it 3 wide down into turn number 1, backs out of it just a bit, looking to regain some momentum on the exit. Just kind of tucks in line behind the 42 of Stephen Parks. And the 5 car of Austin Thiel is making his way forward up into 8th position after starting back in 11th. Al Smith Jr. also gaining a few spots here early, up inside the top 10 now after starting in 13th. Justin Huber started 14th up to 11th. And Andy Lambert has stayed right where he's running. He's got some heavy nose damage. I think it may just be the decals. No, he's got a little bit of nose damage on that number 70. But everybody's still clean and green here, 11 laps into it. AJ Hamill out in front by 1/3 of a second and doing his best to get away from the rest of the pack. I'm not sure the draft playing a huge role here tonight, but I know the gearing was changed from last week, so they may be a little bit off of the red line, maybe some room to draft. Gain a little bit of speed on the straightaways. Looks like Hamill doing a good job holding on to that position. The 9 of Jamie Christensen, though, big run going down in turn 3. Going to lose a little bit of time coming out of turn 4, but looks like he has found something as he has started to close that gap now under 0.2 of a second to AJ Hamill. 51 of Stephen Burnett just looking on the battle in front. Content to ride it out in 3rd as he peeks to the outside, actually. The number 9 of Jamie Christensen. Ryan Gemmel starting to move forward now up to 13th. He got by Michael Crafton and Mike Holtzclaw. Side-by-side battle going on between Al Smith Jr. and Paul Zota. Zota gonna give that spot up, and here comes Al Smith now to the inside of Stephen Parks. Big run off the low side, and that's going to be harder to do as the run goes on. As the tires start to wear, that bottom line gets much more difficult to run. Hard to keep the car down there. But Al Smith Jr. doing a good job carrying momentum down there, and it looks like he is going to dive down into 3 and 4 and try and clear the 42 of Stephen Parks coming out of turn 4, and he does. AJ Hamill out in front now by over 0.2 of a second, almost 0.3. You can see the top 3 have broken away. Josh Bonwell about a second back from the leader. Josh started in 5th, currently running in 4th, and Travis Wall's been a big mover here, up 5 spots already in 16 laps. Currently inside the top 5, and Justin McDuff also staying where he started, but definitely has speed, and he's gotten by a couple drivers, but he has also gotten passed by a couple drivers, so has some speed, but needs to figure out a way to get towards the front here as he's under attack by Austin Thiel, who has definitely made his way forward. One of the fastest drivers in the practice session before the race. And Austin, a new driver to the league here tonight, and looking like he could contend for a win here at some point tonight if he can get the track position. As pretty much everybody's single file, but Stephen Burnett peeking to the inside of Jamie Christensen as they go down into turn 1 now. Loses a bit of momentum, but everybody kind of moving up the track to that middle line instead of running the low line. You can see Hamill running a little bit higher than the 9, and Burnett cutting it down in the center of 3 and 4, trying to carry as much speed on exit and get a straight exit off the turn. But not really helping him at the moment. Looks like we've got a pretty heavy battle back here between Justin Huber and Paul Zoda. As Zoda and Stephen Parks continue to run on the outside, going to try and get up next to the 15. Can't quite get there. 15 kind of throws a block on him. Gemmel starting to make his way forward. Really working the higher line here. Gets to the outside of the 15. Gonna have to figure out a way to get underneath the 42s in front of him. Looks like Parks gonna give him the lane up top. Ryan's gonna try and have, oh, the 15 dives in there, gets into Ryan. He holds on to it, so a good save there, but definitely gonna have some right side damage, and that is an unfortunate incident. No caution. Stephen Parks coming into pit road now. Not sure what the strategy is here. Maybe a short pit to try and make it to the end. We will have to see how everything cycles out. I do not believe they're allowed to take tires in the race tonight, so we'll have to see what happens. And a three-way battle at the front. It is AJ Hamill, Jamie Christensen, and Stephen Burnett. They are starting to spread out just a bit. Josh Bonwell under attack by Justin McDuff. Travis Wall has lost a couple spots back to 7th now. And it looks like he is maybe struggling with a tight condition coming out of turn 4 there. But just a couple cars running close to each other, but nothing, no battles really at the moment, other than towards the back here between the 15 of Justin Huber and the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez, who's making his way forward. Gemmel has recovered to pass Paul Zoda, but still has that heavy damage on the right side of the car. Now alongside Lupe Gonzalez. See if Ryan does anything to get any kind of payback to the 15 as they're coming down the back straightaway. Looks like he's going to give him a little bit of a push here. Let him know that he's there and that he's not happy with that incident earlier on. Lupe Gonzalez still running that low line and carrying some good speed down there, as he's able to stay alongside Ryan Gemmel in the number 6. And at the front of the pack, it looks like Jamie Christensen starting to track down AJ Hamill just a little bit. The gap under a quarter of a second. And Burnett is starting to lose the top 2. So it's become a 2-horse battle at the front. Stephen Parks, the only one to have pitted so far, and he is currently 2 laps down. And it was a 14.8 second stop. Not sure if he took tires. I'm assuming he did. Maybe just a fuel stop, and the fuel stops may be long in these cars. And it's Justin McDuff making his way to pit road. And he's going to drop to the back of the pack as well. Those guys have to hope that there's not going to be a caution, because that will definitely throw off their strategy. But McDuff comes in from a top 5 position. Looks like basically everybody else staying out. I don't see anyone coming in, as we've got side-by-side battle between the 15 of Justin Huber and Ryan Gemmel in the number 6. Al Smith Jr. on pit road. A couple of the, I believe it's Empire State Racing Team drivers or Upstate Racing League drivers. I'm not exactly sure what their team name is, but a bunch of these guys came over here together, and they're trying the same pit strategy. Michael Crofton in, Austin Thiel in, so they are going to have to make pit stops, maybe another one if they're only going 31 laps on this first stint. See who else is on their way in. AJ Hamill is still out in front, leading the way here. He has stretched the gap over Jamie Christensen to over half a second, so running really strong here tonight, and we do expect that out of some of these short track aces. We do want to thank you for tuning into VSPEED here tonight. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, so thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy the stream, please hit like or subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notified of whenever we go live with races here on iRacing, and we'll be bringing you a few different leagues throughout the summer. So stay notified and up to date with what we're doing. AJ Hamill out in front. We're almost at the halfway point in this race, and he has not pitted. Looks like the top 10 all staying out. Travis Wall currently on pit road and making his way off pit road. Gonna lose a couple spots here as Al Smith Jr. only took fuel, it looks like, or 2 tires. Only a 10-second stop, and he leapfrogs Justin McDuff, Travis Wall, Austin Thiel, and a handful of others to end up in a pretty good position. Looks like Paul Zoda. Oh, I saw some smoke there. Andy Lambert maybe getting in trouble. Maybe just a little bit of blinking going on from one of these cars. That's what it was. As AJ Hamill getting passed up by Travis Wall. This is putting Travis back 1 lap down. You can see with the fresh tires are actually not able to complete the pass. So we'll see if Travis gain any time here on fresher tires, as he is under attack by Jamie Christensen at the moment. Travis is 2 laps down. The only drivers 1 lap down are Austin Thiel, Justin McDuff, and Al Smith Jr. So Al Smith Jr., the first of the drivers to have come down pit road. He pitted 6 laps ago and took 2 tires, or fuel only. Not exactly sure, but currently in a good position. Not a lot of battling going on. We do have some movers towards the front of the field. Ryan Gemmel up into 5th position. Lupe Gonzalez battling side by side with Justin Huber and able to clear him and get up into the 6th position. Huber currently running 7th. Paul Zoda 8th. Andy Lambert is in 9th. And Mike Holtzbaugh rounding out the top 10. And last of the drivers to still be out there. He gets passed up by Al Smith Jr. to the inside. And we're currently working lap 39. Coming to lap 40 now is AJ Hamill. Has not pitted yet, and maybe banking on a caution to save him here, as he is actually running about the same times as drivers who pitted and took tires and fuel. It doesn't look like there's much fall off here as the run goes on. Paul Zoda making his way on the pit road at the 40 lap mark, and he goes a lap down, as AJ Hamill making his way down into turn 1 and about to put the 5 car of Austin Thiel a 2nd lap down, if he can get up there to him. And we are trying to keep an eye on who's making their way down pit road. Oh, I heard some contact or something. Not exactly sure. It looks like everybody's still going strong here. Maybe a driver blinking out just a little bit. Top 9 have not pitted yet. We are 42 laps into the event. AJ Hamill has led quite a few laps here tonight. 35 laps led after starting in 4th position. Showing a lot of strength here in this race. Jamie Christensen not far behind. He has led 3 laps here after starting in 2nd. Stephen Burnett started in 7th and is up to 3rd right now. Has been running in 3rd basically the entire race. Josh Bonwell up 1 spot into 4th. Ryan Gemmel up from 15th into 5th position. He has that right side damage. Looks like Justin Huber and Lupe Gonzalez making their way down pit road. And they're going to have to take a short stop here and see if it pays off for him. AJ Hamill making his way through 3 and 4. And is going to put those drivers a 2nd lap down. as they are making their way on the pit road. So the leaders coming in, Stephen Burnett staying out, Josh Bonwell staying out. We'll see who else. It looks like almost all the other drivers. Ryan Gemmel staying out. Andy Lambert making his way in. Mike Holtzclaw is going to stay out. Actually, yep, he stays out another lap. So Lambert making his way in. Stephen Burnett is your net leader here for the moment. Bonwell, Gemmel, and Holtzclaw, the only drivers to have not pitted. Top 4 have not pitted just yet. So Burnett, when does he come down pit road to take those fresh tires and fuel? Obviously they can't make it. When does Gemmel come in? What kind of strategy do these guys play to gain the track position back? Al Smith Jr. passes up Jamie Christensen. There goes Justin McDuff as well. So really good stops for those guys. AJ Hamilton making his way around now and has lost some time. Not going to be the leader here. It's Al Smith Jr. Looks like he's going to take over the lead. Mike Holtzclaw having trouble getting on the pit road. Let's take a look. See, he just missed the entrance, slides into the barrels just a little bit. Not going to do too much damage to that car, but is going to cost him a ton of time. He gets on the pit road. Stephen Burnett on pit road, as well as Ryan Gemmel. So Al Smith Jr. going to try and get his lap back now on the lead lap. And once he makes it back around, he will take the lead. Justin McDuff is going to come out second after the pit cycle. Jamie Christensen third. Going to be an interesting call for some of these guys to have stayed out longer. Have to figure out the reasoning when we do our interviews later on. Stephen Burnett just getting off pit road, and Al Smith Jr. comes on down into turn number 1. And the ticker is thrown off just a little bit here. It will update next time by, as everyone going to be back up to speed and back on the lead lap, I believe. So Al Smith Jr. going to be your leader. Justin McDuff in second, but followed closely by Jamie Christensen, who's been running P2 basically the entire race. He goes down to the inside of the number 9. McDuff really tight coming out of turn 2. Touches the wall just a little bit. And he's going to get passed up for that second spot, but peeking back down on the inside of the number 9. He does go down there. Backs out of it, going down into turn 1. Caution is out, though. Oh, the number 5 of Austin Thiel going around, coming out of turn 4, it looks like, or just on the front straightaway. And that's going to make things very interesting. Let's go take a look. Taking a look at the number 5 of Austin Thiel, coming out of turn 4, just catches the wall, gets it squirrely, trying to hang on to it, goes around, able to keep it out of the wall a second time, I believe. Nobody runs into him, so good job by the field to avoid him. But that is going to stack everybody back up. Al Smith Jr., your leader here after the pit cycle, so really good job by the 96 to gain all that track position. He started in 13th tonight and was outside the top 10 for a little while there. Obviously has some speed in that car tonight. Able to gain a lot of track position, and I believe he took 2 tires on the pit cycle. Comes down to pit road after faking out the field. But it doesn't look like anybody else is going to follow him except for Austin Thiel, who was caught up in that incident, and Stephen Parks. So just a few drivers making their way onto pit road. And I'm wondering if Al Smith Jr. maybe wasn't able to make it on fuel, or just felt that the fresh tires were going to be a big benefit here in this latter run. But that moves Jamie Christensen up to the lead. After starting in second, he is now in the lead, has led 4 laps. He'll be coming around to 5 laps led as we're under 25 to go here in tonight's event. And if you're just tuning in, this is the VSPEED Challenge from Iowa tonight, 75 lap race. This is round number 2 of the VSPEED Challenge. right here on VSPEED. The winner of the championship this season will win an iFlag trophy presented by VSPEED. It's a pretty cool prize. Go check out VSPEED and some of their products over at vspeedsim.com. You can save $5 on your purchase of $10 or more. VSPEED is a broadcasting company, but also sells iFlags and other sim racing peripherals, as well as wheel accessories and conversion kits. We also do custom 3D design work, custom branding, logos, paint schemes, and so much more. Go head over to vspeedsim.com to check it out and see how you can take your iRacing experience to the next level. We also want to give a shout out to Renegade, one of our sponsors here. Renegade Coffee Bar is a pre-workout replacement bar made almost exclusively of coffee and a handful of other natural ingredients. This is vegan and gluten-free. It's got a delicious, strong coffee flavor, and if you're a big coffee drinker, you will really like the flavor of this bar. It's a little bite-sized bar, and it gives you a ton of energy before your workouts with the beta-alanine and 150 milligrams of caffeine per bar. So go check that out over at renegadecoffeebar.com and save 20% on your purchase when you use code RENEGADE20. So big thank you to Renegade Coffee Bar, their sponsorship here of VSPEED in the American Sim Racing Championship VSPEED Challenge. We are working our first caution of the night. We've had 5 lead changes here in the race between a handful of drivers. And AJ Hamel, who has led the majority of the laps here tonight. 37 laps, over half the race, currently in 3rd position and on some of the freshest tires out of anyone. So we will see if the fresher tires pay off and if he's able to get around Justin McDuff, who's been out there for 25 laps on the same set of slicks. And Jamie Christensen actually has been out there about the same amount of time as AJ Hamel, but it seems like AJ had a little bit more speed on the long run just before the pit stops. The pace car lights are off. They're going to be going green here. First restart of the night. Travis Wall has made his way up into 4th position, so it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do. He's been out there on his set of tires for 22 laps. And just getting word from PBR Broadcasting here in the chat. Looks like no tires for him. That's Stephen Parks. And I'm not sure if they're allowed to take tires at all. So they may all be on the same old tires. Green flag is back out. Jamie Christensen gets him going on the inside line. The 20 of Justin McDuff not able to keep up on the initial start, but drops down in line to 2nd place. And we'll see what kind of speed he's got for this short little run. It's going to be 20 laps to the finish. We got lots of side-by-side battling. Josh Bonwell and Stephen Burnett side-by-side. This is for 6th and 7th. Everybody racing clean so far. AJ Hamel. Oh, a little bit of contact between Ryan Gemmel and Josh Bonwell as we've got a car going around a bit farther back. I think that was Mike Holtzclaw. Not exactly sure what happened to him. Looks like he may be blinked out just a bit. But some heavy battling going on towards the back of the pack. The 70 of Andy Lambert. Oh, contact between the 44 of Travis Wall and the 18 of AJ Hamel. Sends Hamel and Wall down into the grass. That's going to bring out our 2nd caution of the night. And as they say, cautions breed cautions. And that is definitely the case here. Go take a look. They're making their way out of turn number 4. The 09 gets into the 44, and then Travis bounces off the wall down into the 18 of AJ Hamel. Really nothing that AJ could have done, and driver who's led the most laps going to be pushed back to the tail end of the field, and he actually towed it to pit road, so obviously a bit frustrated with that whole scenario and going to lose all the track position and maybe call it a night here after running so strongly for so much of the race. Travis Wall getting quite a bit of right side damage. We'll see if he brings it down pit road. And he does. Stephen Parks also on pit road. This driver's going to try and get some damage fixed. Meanwhile, Jamie Christensen still out in front. Second caution of the night here underway. We're going to cut quickly to commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Thurman Thomas, Pro Football Hall of Fame running back, and partners with New Knee. 13 years as a professional running back has definitely taken its toll. Over 12,000 yards over 13 seasons wouldn't have been possible if I didn't know how to protect my joints. I've used just about every knee brace on the market, but New Knee is the first knee brace that actually solved my knee pains. With New Knee, my knees feel great, just like my first season.
And the pace car lights are off, so we're going to be going green this time by Jamie Christensen, your leader here. We're going to be coming to 14 to go, or 13 to go when we're at the line. So going to be a pretty short run to the finish. Hopefully we can keep it green here, as we've only gotten 2 cautions in tonight's race. 9 cars stacking them up just a bit, gets a pretty good restart, but Justin McDuff able to also kind of time the start well, but the 09 of Michael Crafton, one of the newcomers here to the league, able to get down to his inside, and it's a side-by-side battle for second place. Ryan Gemmel making his way forward up into 5th position, putting pressure on Stephen Burnett. So a lot of tight battles here. It looks like the 09 into the wall coming out of turn 4, and that's going to cost him quite a bit of time. The 51 of Stephen Burnett diving down into turn 1 on the outside, and the 6 car of Ryan Gemmel trying to follow him through. Almost contact between the 51 and the 09. Maybe there was a little contact. They are trying to complete the passes. Gemmel into the wall, holds on to it, back into the wall. That's going to cost him a lot of track position and a lot of time as he falls back to 9th position after running up there in the top 5. Travis Wall going to start putting pressure on him now. But up at the front, Justin McDuff is all over the back bumper of Jamie Christensen. And I was told by AJ Hamill here that Justin McDuff is pretty much a master of Iowa, and we've seen him move forward pretty much the whole race. Kind of taking his time though and putting a lot of pressure on the leader now, as it is now crunch time, less than 10 to go. Michael Crafton recovering well after the contact with the wall earlier, in 3rd position and trying to make his way back forward. And we've got a pretty tight battle between Andy Lambert and Al Smith Jr. Al Smith came in just a handful of laps ago after leading for a good portion of this race. And he is now going to go to the inside of the number 70. Turns 3 and 4. Not going to get the run that he wanted. Jamie Christensen really under pressure from McDuff, who looks like he may have attempted a pass down there in 3 and 4. And 20 under heavy pressure from Michael Crafton. So that 09 still with plenty of speed in it, even with all that right front damage. McDuff trying to run that bottom line and carry speed on exit, and it's just going to get more and more difficult as the laps wind down and the tires get hotter and hotter. Jamie Christensen doing a great job holding him off for the moment, but McDuff tries to go to the high line, not going to get it to work this time. The 09 now peeks to the inside, but backs out of it. Here comes Stephen Burnett closing in as these 3 battle up towards the front. 09 washing up the track just a little, has to back out of it on exit, tucks in behind the 20. And McDuff trying to reload the gun here to take another shot at the lead. And not able to do it. Gets pretty tight coming out of turn 2 and loses a lot of momentum, but dives down into turn 3. Trying to carry that speed. Does a good job. Comes up right behind the 9 car, but the 09 all over his back bumper, and definitely not helping the 20 focus forward. The 09, pretty good run there in 1 and 2, but not able to get underneath. And it looks like similar scenario to last week. It's just hard to carry that speed out of the turn, really complete a pass. But some of these drivers are trying some moves here with only 5 to go, now 4 to go. McDuff really tight coming out of turn 2. Seems like he's cooked the right front tire on that car. The 09 of Michael Crafton able to dive down, and I think he's going to complete the pass coming out of turn 4. Really has to park it on exit though. Here comes the 20 with a push, trying to get both of them up towards the front. Meanwhile, Al Smith Jr. making a pass on Andy Lambert, or actually that battle has been going on. Travis Wall making his way forward after getting into that incident just a little bit earlier. 70 of Lambert really diving down. Oh, gets into Al Smith. 3 to go. Oh, it's going to catch Travis Wall. Here comes Paul Zota. Oh, heavy contact with the 99. Engine still running in that car, though. He's going to get moving. 70 is a blown engine. It looks like Al Smith Jr. maybe also blown engine, and I think that's going to end the race. Not sure if we've got green, white checkers on here, but let's go take a look and see what happened. You see the 96 and 70 battling here. Going down into 3. The 70 really dives down in there. I think he touches the apron. Yep, touches the apron just a bit, washes up into the 96. Travis Wall nowhere to go. Paul Zota comes in at the last moment. And heavy contact there for the driver of the 99 anti-monkey butt super late model. That is going to cost them all serious track position. Ryan Gemmel swings on by, gets a top 10 out of this, I think. And Steven Parks ends up with a P9. And it looks like we are not running green, white checkers here. So this is going to be the final lap. Jamie Christensen going to be your winner here after starting in 2nd place. He did lead 27 laps, so a lot of the laps that AJ Hamill didn't lead, Jamie Christensen was out front. So good run by the number 9 car here to take the victory tonight The 09 finishing second, Justin McDuff rounding out your top 3. And we will get interviews with them in just a minute here. Actually, I'm not sure. They are lined up double file. Green, white, checkers may be on. It's not showing on my screen, and it's a newer update, so maybe our overlay is not able to capture it. So they are still lined up side by side. I'm gonna have to talk with one of the admins here and just see what's going on, but looking like we're gonna have a green, white, checkered. We're just trying to confirm with the league here what's going on. It seems like green, white, checkered as the pace car is still out on track. The lights are on. We may have to throw the flags manually here. It's not showing our lap count, but I think it is still showing the lap times. Our overlay just a little bit confused here, but could be green, white, checkered finish here tonight. Gonna be the first instance of it here in the American Sim Racing Championship. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. The 9 and the 09 gonna be side by side for the restart. Then Justin McDuff and Stephen Burnett gonna be in that second row. And third row gonna be Austin Thiel and Josh Bonwell. Any of those top 6 really with a shot at it here. Travis Wall has heavy front end damage, and a lot of drivers behind them have front end damage as well. Looks like Paul Zoda actually able to get the car repaired. Oh, and there is that is right, there's a single fast repair for every race this season. I forgot that was a rule that they're running, so it looks like some of these drivers with damage able to get the car fixed up and back out there if they had saved the fast repair, but it looks like Travis Wall maybe had used his. Ryan Gemmel probably used his as well. And currently only 12 drivers on track. Al Smith Jr. just getting some of that front end damage fixed. He's the last driver on the lead lap. Andy Lambert on pit road 1 lap down. AJ Hamill on pit road 17 laps down and out of this race. Gonna be coming around, I believe, to take the green flag next time by. Apologize for the confusion. It doesn't show me on my overlay when we go green, white, checkered, and it says finishing up there on the screen, so I wasn't totally sure what the status of the race was. But it looks like we are going to have an exciting 2-lap dash to the finish and a fair shot for a lot of these drivers instead of it ending under caution. It's going to be Jamie Christensen and Michael Crafton on the front row. Who's going to get a good jump here? Crafton has to time it just right. See what happens as they're making their way down into turn number 3. Pace car getting ready to peel off here. The field is working their way through 3 and 4. This is going to be, I believe, our final restart of the night. The 09 trying to get up nose to nose with the 9. It's a good restart, but the 9 pulls away going up through the gears. Crafton gonna jump down into that bottom lane. Here comes Justin McDuff though, peeks down there and actually able to get in position. Makes a little contact with the 09 as the 09 got sideways, but that allowed Jamie Christensen to get away by about 2 or 3 tenths. Justin McDuff doing his best to close that gap just a little bit. Oh, the 09 going around. Heavy contact between the 51, the 09, and a handful of others. And I believe that's going to end it. We're going to have to see what happens. Jamie Christensen, I believe, going to be your winner. They're checking up for the pace cars, so see if they end the race here. If they did get the white flag, I'm not totally sure. Checkered flag is showing on the screen. They're going to have to wait for the pace car, or it's going to give them a black flag. So pace car is making his way on the apron. Right up here, gets up in front of the 9 car. Jamie Christensen, I believe, going to be your winner here. Justin McDuff going to finish second. Austin Thiel, late race rally to finish in third. Travis Wall recovers well. I believe he's going to finish in fourth. Fireworks are going off. That's going to do it for the race here tonight. Yep, 9 car of Jamie Christensen driving on by. He's going to be your winner here. So congratulations to Jamie Christensen on the victory. We're going to be bringing our drivers in here for an interview in just a moment, but first we're going to cut quickly to a commercial break.
Is $10,500 richer. Two-time NASCAR legend is your 2013 NASCAR iRacing. It's going to be Humpy winning the race, and it's going to be Conti taking away his first NASCAR
2017 NASCAR Beginner Free Series Championship to Ryan Luza. Federer is a four-time champion of the NASCAR Beginner Free iRacing Series.
All right, and we are back. We're going to be bringing our third place finisher, Austin Thiel, here into the booth. Austin, this is Adam in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Austin, you started back in 11th place tonight, and I believe this is your first race with the league. So you had a strong finish here at the very end. We saw you kind of work your way up through the field at points. How was the car tonight?
The car was pretty tight at the beginning, but when we got that gas fill in there, I put more than I usually put in for a field run to loosen up the car a little bit more on off exit, and then loosen a little bit, and that's giving me my drive off to get a good run off to catch these guys.
You definitely moved forward and had some speed in the car tonight. There was a little bit of melee there at the end with those handful of cautions that came out in the last 25 laps or so. How did you survive and make your way through?
Um, I really don't know how I survived that. The second caution on the restart when everybody checked up and had to force a 3 wide on the 20. Really didn't mean to do that. But overall, a good race for everybody. And I think I kept it clean, and my teammate kept it clean, even though he got right reared or left reared for the second place win. Overall, yeah, it's pretty good.
Being this is your first race here in the league, what were your thoughts on the action here tonight?
Mm, I expected the same thing like I expected in Sara. Clean racing, hard racing, a lot of fast guys. There was good competition here tonight, and yeah, everybody in here is clean, clean, clean.
That's good to hear. Definitely some great side-by-side action tonight, and yourself included. Just a lot of really good, clean racing for the majority of this race. And obviously, as it gets to the end, it's going to get a little bit messy. No matter where you are, it's always a dash to the finish. But we're going to USA Speedway next week. So, what are your thoughts on going out there?
Um, Me and my teammate been practicing there since we got paid leagues that we race in, and we have a race tomorrow for that actually, and for open sets. And so I think we're gonna be good competition there for me and Crafton.
Well, that is good to hear. We expect expect to see you up towards the front next week then. And before we let you go to celebrate this third place finish, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Michael Crafton, my teammate, for charging his way up the field with me, telling me where the cars are on track and how much gas I should take. And I want to thank everybody that came out to watch on YouTube and you streaming it, all of her stuff. And I want to thank league owner for putting this race up and accepting me at the last minute. And good racing for everybody.
Awesome, Austin. Well, great run here tonight to take away a top three finish after starting towards the back of the field. And go celebrate that finish. We'll catch up with you later.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, that was our third place finisher, Austin Thiel. We're going to catch up with second place finisher now, Justin McDuff, as we bring him up into the booth. Justin, this is Adam in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, gotcha. How you doing?
Good, good, good. You had a good race here tonight. Finished in second place after starting in sixth, and we saw you pull a little bit of strategy, pitted a little bit earlier than some of the other drivers. And what were you expecting out of that strategy?
Well, I kind of knew going in that we needed roughly 16 and a half, 17 gallons to make it. So I ran it down to about 5 gallons, and I was like, I'll come in and top off, take all 6 gallons, and that should get me close to the end. I didn't count for green, white checkers, so luckily we had a couple cautions there that saved me, else I probably would have ran out. And then I was sitting in a good position. I think I got ahead of Jamie and AJ, and then Jamie passed me back, and then obviously the cautions kind of changed everything there at the end, and it was kind of a free for all.
If it had gone green to the end, you think you would have had anything to challenge AJ or I believe it was Al Smith Jr. up in the front at the time, and Jamie had gotten past you. But did you think you had anything for those guys as the laps were winding down?
I don't think I would have had anything for Jamie. I had ran Al down from about 3 seconds back at that point. So I mean, I think I could at least gave him a run for it, made him earn it. But I think Jamie was going to win the race if it stayed green at that point.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the strategy kind of play out as it did because I think Al was outside the top 10 or right at the tail end of the top 10 before the pit cycle, and he came out in the lead. And I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen, but yeah, caution definitely threw a wrench in those plans. But AJ Hamill, I know before or right after the race last week, he messaged me on Facebook and said that you were definitely one of the guys to beat here, and you didn't disappoint coming away with that second place finish. So, what is it about this place that you really enjoy?
I'll be honest, I kind of didn't have the feel tonight like I usually do here. I mean, usually at Iowa, I'm able to roll the bottom a lot better than a lot of guys, and tonight I couldn't do it quite as well as usual. I don't know if it was the lower fuel load, or I heard Steve say that he changed the gear, so I don't know if that had some kind of effect. But I mean, I was still pretty solid. I just don't think I would have had anything for AJ or Jamie if we would have stayed green. It would have been heads up there without the strategy coming into play.
Well, you end up pulling away a second place finish here. So, regardless of all the strategies and everything that happened, you still come away with a really good run and obviously experience at the track playing a part in that. We're going to USA Speedway next week. So, what are your thoughts on going out there?
I like USA. I'm not gonna say I'm new to the super late model, but I'm still learning a lot of tips and tricks with the super late model. I think I've only raced like once or twice there in the super. So I'm sure it'll be tough to pass, and Jamie and I are going to have a lot of passing to do with the invert. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on the invert here? Did that help you or hurt you in tonight's race after I believe you finished close to the top 5 or 4th last week, so you started kind of mid-pack here tonight. Did that seem to be a challenge making your way through the field?
I usually can't hot lap, so I'm fine with the invert. I mean, I'm kind of accustomed to having to battle because I can never really qualify. But I mean, luckily last week there was only like 10 or 12 cars, so it kind of still gave us a good starting spot. And then next week's going to be challenging, though, if the same number of guys show up and have to start in the teen.
Yeah, that's a lot more cars to come through than just only a handful from the 6th position. But we look forward to seeing you get another solid finish here. I think this is 2 top 5s in a row now, so you know, a couple of great showings here early on in the year. And before we let you go to celebrate this 2nd place finish, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I gotta give a shout out to Art's Barbershop as always. I run them in all my cars, and he's watching. Hope he enjoyed the race. Unfortunately, AJ had a little bad luck, but he was up there for a while and led a lot of laps. And the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. And thank you for broadcasting, and Steve for doing all the work tonight. It was a lot of fun. And congrats to Jamie.
Awesome, Justin. Well, congrats again on the 2nd place finish. We look forward to catching you next week at USA. So have a good night, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thanks. Have a good night.
That was our 2nd place finisher, Justin McDuff. A solid run there, starting in 6th and ending up in 2nd place. And we're going to go into the booth with Jamie Christensen, our winner here tonight. So, Jamie, this is Adam in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Jamie, you started in 2nd. You had speed at the beginning and you had speed at the end. And looked like you really had this place figured out tonight. So how was the car for you? And pretty excited about this victory?
Oh, heck yeah. This is only my 2nd race with these guys, and they've been bringing the drivers every week, and been really impressed with them. But yeah, at the beginning of the race, you know, the field was inverted from the last race and everything, and wasn't sure if I had a car to contend top 5 there at the beginning. I mean, it's when everybody's pretty even there. When the race starts, it's kind of hard to know what you got. But after we got in it, and actually we followed AJ for a while in the middle there for a while, and you know, towards the end, we just found some speed on that upper lane and dialed it in, and was able to get some really good restarts. So really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun running against Justin and Austin and AJ and others. So
Yeah, we saw you run 2nd for really the majority of the race, and AJ seemed like he kind of had your number or had a way of holding you off anytime that you would start to close in. Did you think if the pit cycle had kind of turned out a little bit differently and he had ended up back in front that you would have had the raw speed to catch back up to him?
I'm not sure. You know, I don't want to say I'd bump him, but I did get to him his bumper a couple times, and it was real difficult to get around him. And you know, you almost really got to work on trying to set him up. And he was running really consistent lines there, and I was almost kind of just waiting to see if he was going to switch it up or, you know, have a fault there that I could key in on. But he was running pretty strong, and I honestly don't know what happened to him. I mean, he was. I got in front of him there, and I don't know if he got stored or pushed back in the field, but
Yeah, he got caught up in a couple different incidents here at the tail end and ended up taking it behind the wall. But you two were really the clear favorites, I think, for the first half of the race, and kind of pulled away from Steven Burnett there in the 3rd position. And so that was a pretty exciting battle to just see if you could close in. And you were keeping a pretty consistent gap there, but anytime that you'd start to close in, he seemed to respond. So that was really fun to watch. But how did the track change here tonight, and how did you figure out that there was that grip up on the high side? Was it just kind of by mistake, or did you make an active decision to move up there?
I mean, I think it's just running here in the past, whether it's the trucks or these cars. I mean, the high side is usually that preferred line in 3 and 4. The later on, and you get in the race because it just eats tires up so much. But you know, at the beginning, when everybody's got fresh ones, everybody wants to dive down and take that quick path around. But I just try to stay consistent and try to use that high line to my advantages and save the tires as much as I can. I mean, towards the end, I was talking to Justin there before in the waiting room, and we were both, talking about how it was just plowing like a dump truck there towards the end. But it was just trying to manage it and try to get a line so you'd stay off that wall and keep the guys behind you.
Yeah, we saw Justin attempt a couple passes at you, but I could kind of tell up here from the booth that it seemed like he could get underneath, but there was no way he was going to make the turn without running into you if he didn't back out of it, because it seemed like it was just eating that right front tire, and you guys weren't able to really carry any momentum underneath someone else. So I figured as long as you held your line, it was going to be very tough to pass you, and that definitely turned out to be the case. So a solid run for you here tonight. To run up front basically the entire time.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, I got to really thank those guys for running me clean. It takes a lot of patience and observation, trying to time it right to come out of that corner. And, both Justin and Stephen Burnett in that 51 that was with us for a while, he did it a couple times too. So really impressed with the group of guys here. So really happy to be here and really happy with the win.
That's good to hear. We're going to USA Speedway next week. Very different type of track, really a one groove racetrack. So what are your thoughts on going out there?
I might be a one-hit wonder, to be quite honest with you. These short tracks, they give me everything that I can handle and more. And for the most part, I try to stay out of people's way. But Iowa is definitely a place that I like, whether we're in the trucks or Xfinity or the super late models. So this is, if I was gonna have a good night, I was really looking forward to tonight. But going to USA, I'll just do my best, I guess.
Well, after tonight's run, I think we expect to see you run well, but if it is a different kind of track for sure, and these cars handle very differently on all these different tracks. So we'll see what happens, and we hope for the best for you. But before we let you go and celebrate this victory tonight, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Thanks, Adam, for doing the broadcast. Really appreciate that. Stephen Park for what he's doing with the league and getting guys to come in. Also want to give a big shout out to Voice Attack. Voice Attack is a sponsor that I've had for quite a while now. So if you get a chance, you want to try some software that works off of voice command, definitely check out Voice Attack, voiceattack.com. So, but other than that, really appreciate the guys telling me about the league, AJ, Kris Stump, and others. So, other than that, that's it.
All right, Jamie. Well, congrats again on the win and the incredible run here tonight to run up in the top 5, basically the entire race, and come away with the victory. Go celebrate, and we will catch up with you later.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, so that was our winner here tonight, Jamie Christensen, taking away the victory, starting in second, leading 34 laps here. So a really great run by Jamie and Justin and Austin to get the top 3 positions here. Really solid race for all of our drivers here tonight. Another great run by the American Sim Racing Championship, and only round 2 of the series, this new league. So very impressed with the racing that we have seen so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at our results and see where your favorite drivers finished in the field here tonight. We've already mentioned it a couple times. Jamie Christensen, your winner here. Justin McDuff finishing in second. Austin Thiel third. Josh Bonwell finishing fourth. A quiet run for Josh, but a solid run nonetheless to come away with the top 5. Stephen Burnett finishing in 5th here tonight. Travis Wall recovering to finish 6th at the end of the race. Justin Huber 7th. Stephen Parks 8th. Paul Zoda 9th. And Ryan Gimmel round out the top 10. Al Smith Jr. finishes 11th. Michael Crafton finishing 12th. Andy Lambert finishing 13th. AJ Hamill, after leading a lot of this race, getting caught up in a couple incidents and finishing 14th here tonight. Mike Holtzclaw going to finish 15th, and Lupe Gonzalez rounds out the field in P16 here tonight. So once again, we want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors: Renegade Coffee Bar, Noonie, and then of course VSPEED, bringing you the race here tonight. So we want to once again talk about this promo, VSPEED launch, the code here on your screen. Use that over at vspeedsim.com to save $5 off your purchase of $10 or more. VSPEED is a broadcasting company, but also creates iFlags and other sim racing peripherals such as wheel accessories and conversion kits, custom PCs, 3D design work, as well as logos, branding, websites, and so much more. So head over to vspeedsim.com to see how you can take your iRacing experience to the next level. And that's it for tonight's race here at the American Sim Racing Championship VSPEED Challenge. This was 75 laps here tonight at Iowa. And Jamie Christensen came out on top. We will be bringing you the race next week from USA Speedway, which should be a very interesting race. One of the better tracks here on the sim, and I think a lot of the drivers should have plenty of experience at that track, as it is the rookie track, so everybody has to run it at some point in their iRacing career. So we'll see who drove it the most, or who is a rookie the longest, I guess, and see who's got the experience and the will and the drive to take the victory next week in the VSPEED Challenge. Thank you so much for tuning in here on VSPEED on YouTube as well as Twitch. If you enjoyed the broadcast, please hit like or subscribe, or follow us on Twitch. Hit the bell icon on YouTube to stay notified of the broadcasts that are coming up. We're bringing you the Ford Entertainment Group iRacing Flea Market Series. I believe next Monday is the next race. We also are going to be bringing you races from Outlaw Dirt Series on Tuesday nights throughout the summer. So stay tuned for those. A lot of great action between those two leagues, a lot of good giveaways, and just really, really good, solid racing. So I'd like you to check that out if you could. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much. And until next time, have a good night.